Welcome, welcome. It's June 3rd. We're going to chat.
Let's do it up.
Today's topic is, it is well to be flexible.
It is well to be flexible, yes, from all kinds of points of view.
Indeed. All right, let's see what point of view Seneca has to share. He says, he can't serve in the military? Let him seek public office. Must he live in the private sector? Let him be a spokesperson. Is he condemned to silence? Let him aid his fellow citizens by silent public witness. Is it dangerous to enter the forum? Let him display himself in private homes, at public events and gatherings, as a good associate, faithful friend, and moderate tablemate. Has he lost the duties of a citizen? Let him exercise those of a human being. Kind of like the classic, if you can't do this, do that. Mm-hmm. If not this, then that. If not this, then that. And I really do...
If you can't do, teach, or something, right? There's one of those.
Sure, that has sort of like a hierarchy built into it, mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like he's just sort of saying like, hey, like don't get stuck. Don't get stuck mm-hmm. in the, this isn't working, I can't do this.
I see. So that's not what I'm saying. Okay, got it. It's more of like, hey, if you tried this and it's not working, don't worry.
There's something else for you.
Yeah, something else for you. And if you tried this and that's not working, there's something else for you too. Like, you know. It's
a more like the hush little baby don't say a word, mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird song. Mm-hmm. And if that mockingbird don't sing, mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And if the diamond ring don't shine, mama's gonna something. But just mm-hmm. the idea of
like, don't worry,
we're gonna keep figuring it out.
Yeah, if that, and even if the thing that you set your mind to, and like now you're doing it for years, even if that thing doesn't work out, don't worry, there will be another thing for you to fall into that you will feel fulfilled and successful. And yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that I need to quit?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Keep doing it until it feels like something else is going to be there for instead. Otherwise, keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really like something I'm getting from these Stoics is like, don't just don't get into that rut of like feeling sorry for yourself, because there's always something that you can do to make the situation different. Not even better, like throw out better. I'm not in control of better.
Yeah.
What I'm in control of is different. Like make a pivot, change, do something. And then that something will change the outcome on the other end of that. And I take that as new information, and then I make a new choice from there. Is it promised to be better? No, just different.
Yeah.
Like I can't also like kid myself that like, because I am doing the risky thing to make a different choice and pivot someplace, now it has to work out. Like that is also a pitfall for me personally of like me believing that, I'm doing the risky thing, so therefore because I'm doing the risky thing, it has to work out in my favor. But really
that would not be a risk.
Yeah, exactly.
That would not be risky. That would be like, hey, I'm doing this risky thing that's not risky at all. Because it'll all work out exactly how
But it's easy to kid myself because it's so hard to take a risk.
This is why people gamble.
It's so hard to take a risk that I think sometimes it's like I have to think, it's going to be better in order to jump, to make the leap, to actually do the risky thing.
Yeah.
Because if ahead of time, if I'm like, this could totally fail and I'll like fall on my face, plus it's a huge risk, like why would I want to do that?
Mm-hmm. Evaluating the risk, that's a big thing to big undertaking. Yeah.
And that's what they're saying, like you have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like and
because it's there, and like ignoring it is just like kidding ourselves that it's different, but it's not that. It's there. We're just saying la 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 la. It's not here. Yeah, no, that's the reality. That's the reality check. Check the reality.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What else do you have on this?
That's all right now.
You want to read, Ryan?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Shortly before his death, as victory in the Civil War was finally within his grasp, Lincoln told a story to an audience of generals and admirals about a man who had approached him for a high-ranking government appointment. First, the man asked if he might be made a foreign minister. Upon being turned down, the man asked for a more modest position. Upon being turned down again, he asked for a job as a low-level customs officer. Finding he could not even get that, he finally just asked Lincoln for an old pair of trousers. Ah, Lincoln laughed as he concluded the story. It is well to be humble. This story embodies the flexibility and determination of Stoicism. If we can't do this, then perhaps we can try that. And if we can't do that, then perhaps we can try some other thing. And if that thing is impossible, there is always another. Even if that final thing is just being a good human being, we always have some opportunity to practice our philosophy, to make some contribution.
Yeah. Contribution to the interactions. Yeah, not contribution to society, community, or none of that. No, contribution to the thing that's unveiling in front of us. We are already connected to it. So it's like contribution to this whole thing, yeah. That's a bigger purpose than community or society.
Yeah, they're pointing to a level of resilience that is not, I'm used to trying things once or twice, and if I don't get a good result after the once or twice thing, it's really easy for me to throw in the towel and give up on something.
That's a great thing you just said, because this assumes that you try something and then it doesn't work. So then it says, try something else. And the else seems so different, right? Because he's saying, you tried to be a military guy. Oh, it didn't work out. Well, go into a public office.
Yeah.
That seems so far away. But what you just touched on is very interesting, because it's like trying the same thing over and over.
Yes,
and that's also with little adjustments,
of
course, not making the same mistakes, small deviations, but continue to try that same thing.
Or trying to get the same result, but trying a different approach to getting the same result. So it would be he's saying, well, if you can't be a military guy because you didn't, let's say, pass your physical, but
Sure.
But now you have an opportunity to get in shape in 6 months or a year or whatever.
Let's say you didn't pass your physical because you can't see, let's say.
Oh.
So then now it's okay, well, I can't really be a pilot. They don't have the technology to get my eyes so good that I can actually pilot. Okay, now it's a big pivot into something totally different. But the thing is, it's but I'm just little heavy, so I couldn't get over the wall. So that's why I didn't make it. Now that is a thing to say, no, this is not the time to pivot. This is time to commit, to keep getting that. I'm not,
commit and change my tactics, change my approach to passing this physical, because clearly whatever I did to this point didn't get me that. Yeah. There, so I need to study what that delta is and then make a different choice and try again.
Yeah. So there's these two different systems. One is oh wow, this is totally not going well at all. I gotta pivot. My career is changing. What I do, what I love doing is changing. which could be cool because you now might be loving that. But if you currently are like in loving this thing that you're doing, but it's not going, then that is, we gotta keep going in there. Music, my music stuff, right? Like I can't give up just because this one song is not sounding the way I want. Like it would be so easy to, well, no, it would be very difficult, but to pivot from it. But it is feeling like, God, can this be just done and completed and awesome? And like I want to go. Let me just give this whole music up and go do it. Like that's not how it feels. It's like, no, this is a grind, and I gotta go through this thing, and it's not working. It's okay. We'll get there. There are other songs. There will be other things. There will be other things that I can keep going through this, and I just like keep being more in that. Trying this, not the same thing, it's a new thing, but trying to get it to push it further this time. I still get reset to back to beginning, and now you take this and run again with it, and like I'm gonna try to get further, right? It's yeah. That's why I like the football, the American football type of thing, because it's like it resets. You got these 10 yards, and you can try to push it further. You get all these different resets and tries. Just because you didn't do it, that's not. Nobody should get into the huddle and start crying and say, "Oh, we only got 6 yards this time, guys. This is so terrible." Like I feel like it's more like, nope, let's go, another one. Like we are used to, let's get into this failure, try. I really like that analogy in there somehow, like the football and like you constantly failing in front of all the people who are watching it. You can't. It's all failure. Not achieving touchdown on the first pass, it's a failure, right? In some way. But these guys are like, nope, no, not failure. No, this is a push forward. This is par for the course. This is what's supposed to happen. It takes tries. It takes effort and tries to get there. So let's keep doing it until we get there. And I love that. Yeah. Because then, damn, that feels so sweet when you actually get there.
Yeah. So like flexibility in this case is pivoting, but it's also committing and like saying, I'm going to figure out this problem and I'm going to be flexible enough to handle the failure and like the disappointment and discouragement that comes from putting in my blood, sweat, and tears and having that not be good enough. And then that over and over and over and over again. And I want to be smart here. Like I don't want to be living in Groundhog Day, just repeating the same thing. So this is why it's so...
continuous improvement.
This is, it's like I need to learn.
Continuous improvement.
Yeah, and continuous improvement means I'm learning something.
Yeah.
I'm trying something new. I don't know if this new thing is going to work out, but I'm
it's
going to try
different
it.
from yesterday.
And that's what's important, is that it's different.
Yeah.
Man, we've constructed
we need more wins in life, man. We need more touchdowns. So we get the feeling of like what it really feels like when you actually do the touchdown. Like, yes, it took really hard work, but this is what I'm working for. Versus a lot of times people work really hard for something and then they don't even know that they achieved it. They don't even know that they just had a touchdown because they're just like, what? Oh yeah, I got this thing. Okay, I guess that's how it's supposed to happen. So let's go back to the grind. They don't celebrate those moments. We don't even know that we smacked that thing down, you know?
Yeah, we're probably missing a lot of touchdowns that are happening. Yeah. And we're probably also giving up too soon before the touchdown happens.
We might be like right there and we're just like, oh, like I guess this was not gonna happen because we haven't actually gotten there and we don't know what it feels like. We don't know what it feels like to celebrate this touchdown.
Or we don't know what it feels
represents
like to be close.
Even. Yeah. Or like,
because when you get close to the touchdown, it actually feels like more pressure. And that pressure can feel unbearable of like, I have to give this up. I have to give this, because it's not as clear cut as a football field. On a football field, it's obvious how many more yards you have to go to the finish line. But in life, it's like,
no
I don't
lines.
know.
There are no lines. Right?
Yeah, like,
that,
is this...
that football field might be 10 miles long.
Right.
You're like, dude, this is going to be some.
And so unless you've been through the cycle before that, and you can call it out and say, oh, I get it. This is how I always feel right before a big breakthrough happens. I'm going to push through this. If I don't know how to read that, I might read that as like, this is the final straw. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back. I need to now pivot, make a huge change, cut this off, start doing this other thing over here, and have it just be this very dramatic thing. And now where I was really close to a touchdown, there is no touchdown, and I just put myself in a different video game, in a different level, and I'm that much farther away from a different touchdown.
That's a rough one, dude. Yeah. This is why I'm sticking with these things that I've started a long time ago, man, because it feels like if I would pivot from them, that would be that. Maybe I'll never succeed in this thing, like this music stuff, like in the way that like I'm imagining I could or would like to. Maybe that will not happen like that. But giving this up to pivot into something else, just because this has not have been successful yet, is not something I'm even like playing with the idea of that.
Yeah.
This is commitment to, but it's not commitment in a way that like, I have to do this. No, it's like a commitment to the love that I have for that. Like I want to keep doing it because I love it. And I like, that's enough. That's enough for me. The results that I want from them, the be able to make a living from it or something like that, that is that's like an outcome I like. But what is in reality enough today is enough to pick up my guitar and play a little bit. Like that feels like that's the love I have for it. And so giving that up is not really an option.
Yeah.
Put a pin in it right there.
Let's do it. Thank you for tuning in today. And hello.
Everything is fine.
Sorry, we just exploded your eardrum. Ollie's phone just boomeranged across the room.
It's fine.
Leave us your daily comment so that we know that you watched this, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.